Hi, welcome back, guys. Here are our notes today. So we are doing day 2 of chapter 11. We're just starting chapter 11. So here we go. Three-dimensional figures and cross-section. A cross-section is like bisecting something in half. It's going to be a three-dimensional object that I'm going to cut in half. So it's going to be the intersection of a solid figure, which could be any three-dimensional shape, and a plane, a flat surface. So what I've done is I have this, let me lift it up for you. I have this sphere, okay? Now, if I wanted to intersect, here's a plane, it's a Post-it note. If I wanted to intersect this plane, I could, and this is cool because it actually comes out, I'd be like, whoosh. So now I have this plane that's intersected by a piece of paper. So what we care about in this lesson is what shape is the Post-it note? What shape is created by the Post-it note in the cross section? When the plane intersects the solid, what is the image that the Post-it note becomes? And yes, it's a square, but also the inside is a circle. Do you guys see that it's just a flat circle? Okay, so here is my plane that's intersected by my solid. All right. This can happen with any shape, and I have a whole box of shapes here. Here's a shape. 20 minutes. Go. No. Yeah. So here is a pyramid. Okay, and if I were to slice this piece of paper through the pyramid, what shape would the cross section be? The shape where the two cross. It would slice through. I can't do it because I don't have a way to get it off. This is not a 2. Anyways, it would be a square if I intersected this Post-it note, this plane with this solid. I would have a square that I cut through. Okay. If I intersected it this way, up and down, cut through, right? That would become a triangle that I would have. Okay. So I have these shapes that can help us kind of visualize it, because some of these images, if you print it out, let's say in black and white ink, then you're going to have a hard time with number 2. But let's get there when we get there. Okay. So here we go. Number 1. The below image shows cross sections of 6 shapes. Name the shape that is formed by the cross section. So that's this orange, this plane intersects the blue pyramid. It's going to become a square when the cross section is a square. How about here? When this plane intersects the rectangular prism, what shape is my orange or the cross section? It will also be a square. Okay. So now I've got a pentagonal prism, and it doesn't matter that the plane is twisted a different direction, that the piece of paper that you cut it through is diagonal, it's still going to be a pentagon. All right. This is what I showed you with my shape earlier. I have this pyramid, and if I were to go downward like this, it would be, what shape is the cross section? Triangle, hope you said. Okay. Here's another rectangular prism, but the cross section is going vertically. So what shape is that made? This one, rectangle. Lastly, I have a cylinder that has a cross section, and it is intersected and becomes a circle. Okay. Very good. All right. Next. Number 2, plane M and N intersect. So I've got M, which is a flat vertical plane, and I have N, which is a horizontal plane. So those two intersect. Now this shape that I have is like a pyramid on top and a pyramid on bottom. So sadly, I don't have that shape in my little collection, but it's, a pyramid on top and then a pyramid on bottom. And they're connected, okay? So it's kind of a cool looking shape. So here we go. What shape is formed by plane M, up and down, M? So I got this top triangle, but the blue, this goes all the way down to here. So then there's going to be another triangle down here. Triangle on top and triangle on bottom. What shape is that? Rhombus. Okay. Plane N. N is straight across. Remember, my pyramid here, triangular, well, this is not a this is a triangular prism. This is a pyramid. See the difference? Yeah, see the difference? Okay, so plane N is a flat surface, horizontal, and on the bottom of pyramids is a perfect square. So it's going to be a square. All right. So, looks good so far. Okay. Turn to page 2. Let's practice drawing. Okay. I love drawing three-dimensional shapes. I would sit in class in high school and I would doodle and draw all these little like cubes and cones and boxes and rectangular prisms and all sorts of things in class. The key to doing this successfully is getting in those dotted lines that are in the background of the shape. I have a foreground and I have a background. Like in your textbook, I'll show you. These shapes here are, let me focus it a little better. The dark lines that are filled in, that's like the foreground of the shape. The dotted lines make the back of the shape, and those are the ones that you can't see. So that's why they make them dotted. So you need to practice lots of shapes. It's so fun. Okay, here we go. A cube. You cannot draw a three-dimensional figure until you do the front first. So here's a cube, right? And the way that we draw it as our eyes is we have to draw it so it looks like something like this. Okay. So what I need to do is I'm going to draw, and I'll leave it over here. I'm going to draw the front square initially. Now, I told you that because I have to see the sides of it, we have to draw it so it kind of looks like this. Let's see. That's how we're going to draw it. And maybe tilt it like, yeah, kind of like this. So we need to draw these lines here that go back, and then the bottom line. So they come up, and you can tilt it any way you want. If you want it to be subtle, make them like higher up. If you want it to be really like drastic, but it's a cube. So it has to kind of be the same, like not too deep, right? Okay, so I drew 3 lines. Now you'll realize that this cube, the lines go straight down. So I need to make sure that my line doesn't tilt or go like that. That's not going to make the cube work. It needs to go straight down. And if I realize, oh, I made my line too long, I just erase it down below. And my eraser is kind of, okay. Then this also must be perfectly straight across. So when I go like this, if I realize that my lines went too far, then, I just cut it off. This is the easy part, guys. This is the easy part. The back is the hard part. So So here's what I did. This is like this. I need to now draw this line. I need to draw this line dotted and this line dotted. Okay, here's how they look. Obviously, this bottom piece is going to have a parallel, and that's probably too long. So I made it parallel. This up and down edge is going to have a parallel on the other corner. So you make it dotted. And look, I'm making mistakes already. I think that's better. So you erase what you make a mistake on. See what I've got so far? Let's get really in there. Now, this front bottom edge is going to have a parallel. And look, I made a mistake. Because look at where I said my corner was. It's not. So you should, I hope you're doing this in pencil. Goodness, that would be no fun. Anyways, I didn't do it perfect. Something like that's a little better. There is my three-dimensional cube, okay? So we went really slow, all right? So a cube looks like that. I'm gonna do, even though I didn't ask you, I'm gonna do a rectangular prism. If we were in class right now, I'd literally be just like drawing all these shapes on the board super fast, all fun. Okay, rectangular prism. The rectangle part is here, right? Then it's not going to be very deep. So here is mine, right? Did you get that? Obviously pause it if you need to. I realize that I am now becoming an art teacher, but I want you to know how to do this. This is geometry. Let's have fun drawing. Okay, this needs to have a parallel. Up and down needs to have a parallel. Bottom back needs to have a parallel. So it's kind of like that. And already, look, I've already made a mistake. Okay. My mistake came because the tilt of this line isn't the same as the tilt of this one. Anyways, okay, you get my point, right? There is my beautiful prism. Tetrahedron. Okay, so another word, because we got, triangular prism. Okay, triangular prism versus tetrahedron. Right? Okay, here we go. Tetrahedron. So, pyramid. The best way to draw a pyramid is you have to draw, you know that the bottom is a square, right? But the problem is with the foreground, the front, all I can see is this bottom line and this bottom line. Then I'm going to make it, because it only has three sides, right? Okay, so there's that. Okay, your dotted lines come into play because I need to have, man, it doesn't look good. This is my problem. I'm super particular because I'm like a shape expert. I'm really not. I'm really not a shape expert. But I care. It looks good and it doesn't look stupid. And that looks stupid. All right, here we go. Much better. Okay, now dotted line to make my base. This kind of melds into each other. So there's my bottom of my pyramid. The pyramid bases are always square, okay? And then from my top of my pyramid down to my back corner is dotted, okay? So those are the three shapes. If you want to try your own, like I could make a hexagon. And I could make it a prism by just going, okay, let's make all my back lines. And then I have to do all my dots. And this, oh my God, it's so hard. Anyways, this is not what you're here for. Oh, so hard. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's happening here? you know what? Yeah, that wasn't very good. Guess I'm not a master at hexagonal prisms. Sorry about that. Okay, let's move on. I just spent 5 minutes drawing. Okay, let's say I had a triangle. Let's make a triangle. Okay, here's my Post-it triangle. And I'm going to rotate this triangle. And I showed it here. And ta-da! The shape that it becomes is a cylinder. I'm sorry, cone. Wow, ice cream cone. So I'm holding it like this. Okay. So when it's rotated, it makes a cone. All right, so that's pretty easy. All right, your homework is this worksheet. Okay. And you're just going to go through it. Again, if you only have a black and white printer, I'm sorry, but this is what it looks like in color in case you need to see it. Okay. And then in color, this one's not exciting because we're just going to rotate it. About BD, we just did that. Number 5A is going to be pretty easy for you. But if you rotated it around BC, it'd be even more exciting to look at. But again, so this is the homework. And then I will post the answers to the homework in the notes for tomorrow, which tomorrow is going to be 11.2. Okay. All right. Awesome, guys. Thanks for bearing with me as I just became an artist, an art teacher for 5 minutes. Okay. Hope you're doing good. Contact me with any questions. Let me know. I'm here. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.